Hey family, it's your girl, Boss B, and welcome to the AskABee show, the place where your letters come to life. Every day people write in with real questions about life, love, and everything in between. And together we find hope, healing, and a whole lot of honesty. Because here on AskABee, we don't just talk about problems, we talk about possibilities. So grab your tea, open your heart, and let's buzz into today's letters right here on the AskABee show. We are live again. Welcome back, BBTV family, to another episode of AskABee, the show where real life gets unpacked, one truth, one laugh, and one lesson at a time. And let me just start today by saying this. If no one told you this morning that they're glad you're here, let me be the first, because I am so very glad you're here. Because this space is built on honesty, on storytelling, on humanity, and on the simple fact that life is hard enough without everyone pretending they're doing fine 24/7. Now, the show is the opposite of fake. It's the opposite of surface level comfort. AskABee is the place where the masks come off and the real conversations begin. So, what I've learned, people are desperate for real conversation, not curated moments, okay? Not the highlight reels, not the Instagram perfect snapshots of someone else's pretend life. They want real connection. They want truth, they want someone to finally say what everyone else tiptoes around. And, I think that's what this show is giving people now. Every day someone sends in a letter because they're tired of carrying something alone. They're tired of trying to fix it all in their head, or, they're tired of feeling like they're the only one dealing with whatever their situation is. The funny, the painful, confusing, embarrassing, and the heartbreaking especially. And that's why, I love this space, because when a letter comes in here, it's real. Pardon me. It's raw, it's lived, and the moment we read it out loud, somebody watching immediately feels less alone. At least that's what I'm hoping is happening. See, somebody breathes easier, okay? Somebody realizes they're not crazy, they're not dramatic, they're not weak, they're human, okay? Now, we've read letters about relationships, kids, self-worth, mistakes and confusion, growing pains, just in general asking for help and asking for forgiveness maybe. And hey there, Walt Talks. How you doing? And sometimes, we're just asking, why the hell is life like this right now? I think a lot of us ask that question quite often. And, every single time you all show up with empathy, with humor and insight, and best of all, with conversation. And that's what's making AskABee work. It's not just a show, it's a community. It's a place where we don't judge, we unpack, we don't shame, we understand. And let me say this, okay? Another thing that I live by is I don't have to agree with you on what you believe, but I am going to at least try to understand. And I think that's a true human trait everyone should try and carry with them. Just try to understand at the very least. You owe them that much, right? You owe yourself that much. Now, we don't run from the truth here. We sit with it, okay? We figure out what the moment is trying to teach us. So whether today finds you stressed or hopeful, irritated, inspired, or just in need of a moment away from the chaos, you're in the right place. Because today's show has everything. The chaos, the humor, the relatable, the ridiculous, the messy, the meaningful, and hopefully some clarity. But before we dive into our normal funny letter, before we dig into today's truth letter, we're starting here where we're going to start every day from now on with today's trivia question. And I'm telling you right now, this one's juicy, okay? It's nostalgic, it's old school, and it's going to expose exactly who in this chat grew up with real music. All right, so let's go ahead and set the stage for this trivia question, shall we? All righty. Who sang the iconic song, Are You Ready for a Brand New Beat, in the summer anthem, Dancing in the Street? Think about that. All right, let's talk about it. All right. Day 2. This is fun. And this one is, it's going to light up some memories too, I'm hoping. We're not. Hi, Niecy. Good to see you, doll. Okay, we're not talking background music today. We're not talking, elevator tunes. We're talking a record that changed the temperature of the country the second it came out. About a song that didn't just play, it announced itself. A song that hit you with a horn section so bold and so bright, so unapologetically alive, that it didn't matter if you were in a kitchen, a car, a corner store, or outside on the street, you were moving. Now, Dancing in the Street, one of the biggest summer anthems ever recorded. And what people forget is that this song wasn't just a dance record, okay? It was a cultural moment. It played at marches and rallies, block parties, city corners during some of this country's most intense turning points. It brought people together when everything else was trying to tear folks apart. It crossed over boundaries that music was told to stay behind. I knew you were going to think about this one here, Walt. I was thinking about you. And the crown jewel of that song, the thing everyone remembers, is the opening line. Are you ready for a brand new beat? That line didn't just start a song. It started a whole movement. You hear it and immediately your shoulders loosen, your mood lifts, and suddenly you are ready to dance, even if your knees say otherwise. Huh, Walt? But here's the question that separates the elders from the internet babies. Who sang that iconic opening line? Not the background, not the chorus, the opening, the line. Was it one of Motown's powerhouse frontwomen? Was it one of the great soul singers of the 60s? Was it a group member or a solo artist? Y'all can't debate. You can fuss. You can Google in private, even though we all know who's cheating. Drop your guesses, lock them in, fight for your answer, because towards the end of the show, we're going to break it all the way down. The singer, the moment, the movement, the music, and a couple of little known facts that most people have never heard. All right. Keep the answers coming in. Everybody across the, you got it, buddy. Come on, sing it, Walt. All right, we need, because now we head into chaos, it's time for our funny letter of the day, okay? Now, today's funny letter. Let me get me set up here. Oh, well, I thought I had that one, but I'm going to pull it up there anyway. We can do that. Technical issues are fixed. Ta-da! I'm good at this. All right, this is our funny letter of the day. And let me tell you something. I don't know why. Oh, the question again, I'm sorry, honey. I will come right back to that, is who was the person that sang the opening line for the song Dancing in the Street, are you ready for a brand new beat? There was one person that sang that. Okay. Now, let's see. As I was saying, though, I do feel like I tend to relate to a little bit of every one of these letters, and that's probably why I choose them. Pardon me. But it works, right? All righty. Here we go. Dear B, I need serious help. And I mean the kind that probably requires a panel, a whiteboard, and maybe even backup clergy. My husband has launched a full-scale war against our kitchen after 10 p.m., and I am the only civilian caught in the crossfire. Oh my. It starts with this sound, a soft shuffle, like someone dragging laundry across the top. That's how I know the sleepwalking demon is in him is waking up. Then he appears in the doorway, eyes open but empty, like he's buffering. And he hits that pantry, it's over. Oh my. I'm talking culinary crimes, the food combinations that would get a chef arrested in most countries. Here's last week's greatest hits. Oh no. Oh, no. Y'all, brace yourselves. It sounds like this man might be pregnant. Doritos dipped in peanut butter. He said it felt right in his spirit. Oh, cold spaghetti wrapped in a tortilla like he was packing a sleeping bag. Oh no. Leftover mac and cheese on Ritz crackers like some kind of struggle charcuterie. Really? A Pop-Tart taco filled with pickles and marshmallows. I actually had to leave the room because I gagged. I would have to. Yeah, that's doctor time. And the problem isn't the eating, it's the aftermath. Okay, a little more serious, I hope. The stove will be on. Oh no. A single slice of cheese will be melted to the counter. A spoon will be stuck to the microwave like it tried to run away. Something always ends up on the ceiling, and I still don't know how. But here's the part that makes me want to walk into the woods and start a new life. Every morning he wakes up furious because someone has made a mess in the kitchen. B, I live alone with this man. There is no someone. I have begged him to accept responsibility. I even recorded him thinking that would settle it. He watched that video and said with confidence, that's not me. That woman is shorter than I am. I'm taller at night. B, I almost ascended. Oh, I think I just did. I almost left this earthly plane out of pure disbelief. I am at a crossroads. Do I lock the pantry, piggyback him back to bed, hire a sleep therapist, start putting out harmless decoy food like carrot sticks just to reduce damage, or do I simply accept that I married a part-time human, part-time raccoon? Please help me. Before he sleeps, sautés his own hand. Signed, tired of the after hours chef. Oh my goodness. Oh, see? You read the first half of it and you're like, okay, that's great. And then you get into it. My. Okay. Oh, honey, you are not married to a man. You're married to a nocturnal kitchen cryptid, okay? A midnight goblin. Oh my gosh, a starch-seeking night gremlin with opposable thumbs, And oh my Lord, lady, the fact that he becomes taller at night, that just tells me his spirit leaves his body and clocks in for a second shift at Hell's Kitchen. Oh, first of all, okay. I'm going to calm myself down on this one. crazy. First of all, you need to stop arguing with him in the morning. He is waking up with amnesia and confidence, okay, which is a dangerous combo. He has no memory and all the opinions. You can't win that battle. Um, Man, Walt, you should be up here today. Okay, that's like trying to debate a brick wall that believes it's a Supreme Court judge. Now, let's talk solutions here. I'll give you 3. All right. And there you go. See, I told you should have been up here. I'm going to look for one of these for you when you do get up here, and you will get up here, sir. Handcuffs and a safe word. I'm sorry. I got to show that off. Look at that mess. I love you, Walt. You always say just the right thing. My man, too. All right. I'm going to give you 3 paths here. First, the safety plan. Let's start there. Lock the pantry. Not with a key. He'll lose it in another dimension. I mean, like a baby lock. Okay. The kind toddlers can't open. I promise you, his sleep self will struggle with this. Okay. Yes, I know this because, yes, I've dealt with it. Okay. At worst, he'll jiggle it, get bored, and go back to bed. If not, the handcuffs and a safe word works too. At best, he'll probably decide sleep snacks are too much work. But, okay, the second, the trap the creature plan. Yeah, you should have been up here, Walt. All right, because this one's my favorite. And you'll see why. Leave out only things he can't destroy the kitchen with. Pre-portioned snacks. A cup of water so he doesn't microwave plastic again. Maybe 1 pre-made sandwich. Huh, Walt? This gives him a safe feeding station like you do for stray cats. Then there's, oh my gosh, what was it? Oh, the acceptance plan. The acceptance plan. This one is, I'll call this one spiritual emotional, okay? It involves you waking up every morning, walking into the kitchen, surveying the battlefield, and whispering, "He lives another day." And Walt says, or maybe she needs to wake up and put another option, wink, wink, on the menu. Oh, Walt, you are such a man. You don't have dessert for breakfast, sir. Well, I mean, maybe when you were younger. All righty. But honestly, okay, if he's sleepwalking through culinary war zones and still waking up alive, baby, that's a miracle in itself. Okay. And let me tell you something. YouTube is here to stay. So do me a favor and keep recording. Not to prove him wrong, but because one day you're going to play these clips at a family gathering and everyone will finally understand the hell you've lived through. All right. Let's summarize this first. Okay. Your husband is not possessed. He's not malicious. He's not gaslighting you on purpose. He is simply sleep chefing his way through life like a Food Network blooper reel. Okay. Protect the kitchen, protect the snacks, and please protect your sanity. My goodness. What a letter. I certainly hope they come and see this one today, because that was a heck of an answer for that one too. Oh my goodness. All right. I guess we're going to, wow, I almost sounded a little Denzel for a minute. All right. Sorry, that or Matthew McConaughey with the twang in it, huh? Okay. I'm going to calm it down just a little bit so I can get into this first letter because it's a little more serious. We're moving on to the serious half of this. And I mean, you know how I am. We talk about it all here. All right, let's get this here. This one's hard for me because I'm empathic. And because, yeah, I'm a real big stickler about being embarrassed. Okay, let's get into it. Dear B, I feel embarrassed when writing this because I'm a grown man who knows breakups happen. Life moves on and people fall out of love. But this one hit me sideways. Now, my ex and I were together for almost 5 years. We lived together. We planned a future. We talked about kids, careers, moving states, all of it. I thought we were building a life side by side. We weren't perfect, but I genuinely believed we were solid. Then out of nowhere, she said she needed time to find herself. No big fight, no major betrayal, no breaking point I could recognize. Just suddenly she wanted space. I moved out because that's what she asked for. Pardon me. I tried to respect it. I told myself she'd come around, or maybe we both needed breathing room. I even convinced myself that maybe this would make us stronger in the long run. 3 weeks later, just 3 weeks, she was posting pictures with another guy, not a friend, not a cousin, a guy she clearly romantically was involved with. It was like watching my entire relationship get erased publicly. Everyone keeps telling me she moved on fast because she checked out long before the breakup, or she had that guy lined up already, or she's not who you thought she was. All three true. Maybe they're right. Maybe they're wrong. I don't know. But what I do know is this. I can't stop thinking about it. Not because I want her back, but because it makes me question everything. Was any of it real? Was I the only one trying? Was she pretending those last few months? Did she fall out of love slowly, or did she just replace me instantly? Meanwhile, I'm still grieving. I'm still replaying our memories and trying to figure out how you go from sharing a life to sharing pictures with someone new in the span of 21 days. I feel stupid. Rejected. I feel like I wasn't enough. And I feel angry at myself for still being stuck while she's already built a softer landing with someone else. Why does this breakup feel like I'm mourning a death while she's celebrating a rebirth? Why am I still grieving something she replaced in less than a month? Signed, Left Behind. Yes, all three true. Well, absolutely. I absolutely agree. Wow. I wish I could just tell this person, come here and sit down beside me and let's talk. Oh, because, this kind of heartbreak, it really leaves a bruise on your soul, and you don't see that from the outside. People, they see you functioning, but they also see you working. They see you living your life. But inside, you're holding grief that's bigger than the breakup itself. Now, I want to go real slow on this one. There was a lot of points there that had to be made, okay? Because everything you're feeling has a lot of depth and real depth, and none of it is what you think it is on the surface, okay? You're not grieving her. You're grieving the story you thought you were living. And when a relationship ends suddenly, the grief isn't about the person anymore. It's about the future you had already emotionally stepped into. The family that you imagined, the plans that you built, the comfort you relied on, identity, I mean, as a couple. Now, the us that you believed, you thought was real. When she moved on, oh God, in 3 weeks, she didn't erase you. She erased the story. Okay. That story lived inside you far longer than the relationship did inside her. She didn't move on in 3 weeks. Okay. She detached long before she left. I hate to say this, but it's true. Women leave emotionally long before they leave physically. Okay. When she broke up with you, she'd already questioned, processed, detached, prepared, grieved, planned, and, her closure happened quietly while she was still next to you. And your closure started the day she walked away. That's why it feels uneven. It is uneven. It really is. But breakups never happen on the same timeline for both people. And you're behind emotionally because she started before you knew the race had ended or began. Pardon me. Her new relationship is not about love. It's about avoidance. Okay. That's why it's called a rebound. Let's tell the truth, but gently. A person who jumps into something new that fast is not in love. They're avoiding discomfort and loneliness and accountability, also self-reflection, emotional emptiness. A rebound relationship isn't healing. It's a distraction dressed up as moving on. It won't last. And she didn't move forward. She moved sideways. Okay? Sideways always catches up later. Now, you're grieving slow because you love deep, right? People who love deeply feel breakups deeply. People who move with integrity, they need time to process. And, people who gave real effort don't just bounce into someone new, like switching playlists, changing your underwear. I mean, hopefully they do. Ugh. You're grieving slowly because I'm sorry, I'm getting angry at this person. You're grieving slowly because you were present in the relationship. You were invested. Okay, invested 5 years. You weren't performing, you're loving. You meet your commitments and you meant them. You believed the connection wasn't disposable, and there is nothing weak about any of that. Your slow healing is a sign of maturity. Okay? You got to look at it in a different perspective. Show up for yourself. Stop being a choice. Don't react. All my rules. And 3 sides to every story. Yours, mine, and the truth. Now, her fast rebound is a sign of avoidance, okay? And definitely immaturity. You're questioning the entire relationship because abandonment triggers self-doubt. And this part is painful but necessary to say to you, okay? You're not hurt that she moved on. You're hurt that she moved on so fast that it feels like you never mattered. Her speed makes everything feel fake. Guys, the memories, the promises, and then I love yous, the future plans, emotional intimacy, years you shared. Your mind is trying to rewrite that relationship to match her behavior. But that's trauma rewriting history, not truth. Okay? What you had was real. What you felt and what you built was real. Her inability to transition respectfully does not erase the authenticity of the years you spent with her. And amen to that walk too. It's a gut punch. Accept the reality of she changed or who you thought she was when you chose her. Amen. Amen, sir. Absolutely. an absolute gut punch. It's trauma. And you're just trying to figure it out. She's already figured it out, obviously. Or she's ignoring it with the new man. Avoidance. My whole point here, too. Absolutely. You're grieving slow because you confront pain. Those aren't equal paths. She moved on fast because she avoids pain, not equal paths. Let's talk about the part you haven't said out loud, okay? The humiliation. The social side hurts too. Seeing her with someone else, watching her look happy. People are going to ask questions and feel replaced. Feeling like your love story was disposable. Feeling like everyone now knows she picked someone else. That's embarrassing. Breakups don't just hurt emotionally. They bruise your ego and your identity and your dignity too. But darling, you didn't get replaced, okay? You got released from someone who wasn't capable of loving you at the depth that you loved her. Keep that in mind. That is not a loss. That's a redirect. A very good redirect, if I can say so. Walt says, this could have gone on forever. You'll thank her eventually. Amen to that too, sir. Absolutely. You'll thank her. You might even be thanking her by the end of this show. Here's the real truth. She didn't heal. She hurried. There's a huge difference. Healing means reflection, growth, accountability, self-awareness, closure. And hurrying, it means distraction, rebound, emotional avoidance, replacement, denial. She chose the path that looks easier on the surface, but it causes more wreckage down the road. Ego is the enemy, but no, you'll eventually know who held the ladder while she climbed out of your life. Yes, sir. That's beautiful. This is why you are Walt Talks. No fluff, just the good stuff. Absolutely. I want to read that one again. Ego is the enemy, but no, you'll eventually know who held the ladder while she climbed out of your life. Y'all, rewind and play that again. Do that a couple of times, okay? If you're the person that wrote this letter and you see this, rewind that. Listen to it a few times. That is profound and exactly what you need to hear right now. It really is. Thank you all. Thank you so much. I know your heart is hurting today. Mark my words, hers will hurt tomorrow. Okay? People who rush replacements. Oh, her friends knew. Trust me. Amen. They sure did. And they're no friends of yours if they knew and said nothing. Huh, Walt? That's not a real friend. Absolutely not. And people who rush replacements eventually realize you can't escape grief. You only delay it. This is why you are still grieving, though, okay? Because you're doing the work she skipped. You're facing the loss, the truth, and memories, attachment, wounds, lessons, healing. You're processing in real time. You're not pretending or performing, and you're not going to numb up, okay? Don't do that. That means when you heal completely. There's no temporary fix. It's not superficially. It's not rebound deep, okay? It's real deep. And the next person that gets your heart will receive a man who did the work. Absolutely did the work. And here's how you move forward with that. Not out of the pain, but through it. Okay? You got to get through it to go through it. Honor your grief. Don't rush it. You have time. Life is short, but there's still time. Your timeline is yours again. Okay? Stop comparing your healing to her rebound. She's distracting herself. You're repairing yourself. Two different journeys. Remind yourself that this relationship was real. Even if the ending was messy, don't discredit years because of her speed. You need to focus on who you were in the relationship, not how she left it. Okay? Your integrity is intact. Your heart stays loyal. Your effort is real. And it stays that way. Now, don't seek closure from her. She can't give you that. She doesn't even have it for herself yet. Okay? And here's the final truth you need in your bones. You were not left behind, sir. You were left on a higher path, much higher than she could ever reach. You are grieving slowly because you're emotionally capable. Not many have that. She moved on quickly because she isn't. She's not capable. Walt says it's not your job to fix her. Recognize your pain, address your feelings, and walk right through it. It'll make you fearless and I'm sorry, these glasses, I can't see very well. And not worry what folks think. That's the ego. Amen. See, well, I'm glad that you're here for this one, because this man needs to be lifted right back up out of that ditch she tried to put him in. This just makes me so mad at this woman. Because he lost somebody that acted fast, but he needs to know she lost someone who loved her deeply. One day, not today, maybe not even tomorrow, you're going to look back at this and realize she didn't replace you. She released you into a future where you are loved at your depth, not at her capacity. Yes, Walt. Experience is a great teacher. Been there, done that. High five, man. You and me both. Absolutely. And you know what? I wager to believe a lot of people have been there and done that too. You need to show up for yourself. Stop being a choice. Stop. There's no point in it. Don't be a choice. Thank you, Walt. I got that one. Okay. So, wow. I'm just so angry at this lady right now. Forgive me. I mean, I say forgive me, but no, don't forgive me. I'm angry for you. Okay? Sir, I am angry for you. Not at you, not at her, but angry for you. Nobody should ever have to go through something like that. And I know it's got to be difficult for you right now, but please listen. Please listen. She didn't replace you. She released you, okay, into a future where you can be loved at your capacity, what you deserve. That's you showing up for yourself right there, buddy. That is absolutely you showing up for yourself right there. And Walt, thank you so much for helping me answer that one today. Wow. I mean, wow. That's kind of crazy. Well, listen, I am going to stick with just one letter today because I do have a few more things to get into. Like we do have a trivia answer. Are we ready for that? I didn't get any answers in there. That's okay. Y'all come on back. Watch the end of this because here it comes. All right. Now, time to circle back. Earlier, the question was, let me bring that one back up too. Sorry. All righty. And we're back for this one. Who sang the legendary line, "Are you ready for a brand new beat?" in the timeless summer anthem, Dancing in the Street? Are we ready? I am ding, 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 ding. And Walt, you're going to be in trouble if you don't know this. I knew it. I just knew it. You better not have Googled it, mister. Although I know you didn't. The answer, my friends, is Martha Reeves, the powerhouse lead singer of Martha and the Vandellas. Let's talk about this woman for a minute, okay? Because you know how I am about music. And a lot of people know this song, but they don't know the story, okay? Martha Reeves wasn't supposed to be the lead singer that day. She wasn't even supposed to record that song at all. She was originally working as a secretary, answering phones at Motown. You know, I love me some Motown. And then the right person, they overheard the right voice and said, "Hold up, who is that?" And from that moment forward, Motown never sounded the same. Well, it says Saturday morning cleanup music. There you go. There you go. So when she stepped into the studio to record Dancing in the Street, she wasn't just singing, she was testifying. Okay. I think we all do. Oh, here you go. Here's some way back for you then, Walt. So when she stepped into the studio to record Dancing in the Street, she wasn't just singing, right? Okay. Her voice had grit, it had soul, it had this spark in it that made every single word she sang feel personal, like she was singing directly to you. Pardon me. Okay, and here's where it gets really interesting. That opening line, the one the whole country knows, she did that in one take. Just one take. Motown originally thought the song was cute, nothing more. They had no idea the horns, the beat, and her voice were about to create one of the biggest cultural waves in music history. Okay. The song crossed generational lines, racial lines, political lines, and it became an anthem of joy and resilience. So to this day, modern artists still study her vocal attack on that track. You know, Martha Reeves didn't just sing a song. She carved her name into American music history with a single line and a single take. Gosh, that's amazing. Amazing. And she deserves every bit of the credit she gets for this. So, you know, for everyone who got that right or may get this right, bragging rights officially activated for you, Walt. Absolutely. And for those that didn't, tomorrow's your redemption arc, okay? Now, I'm gonna bring this home. We're gonna go ahead with our little outro. And that wraps it today because this episode of AskABee has been absolutely epic. And another hour of real stories, real laughter, real truth in a community that shows up every single day ready to grow. If today's letter hits home, whether it was the ridiculous one or the real one, let that be your reminder that you're not living in life alone. Somebody out there has felt what you're feeling, struggled the way you're struggling, or laughed at the exact same kind of chaos you're dealing with. If you learned something today, please carry it with you. If you laughed today, please share that smile all around. If something we talked about today helped you breathe a little easier, take that with you into the rest of your day. And remember, you have a place to come back to tomorrow. Don't forget, AskABee every day, 12 p.m. Central Time, Monday through Saturday. New letters, new stories, new lessons, new chaos. And we also have our Iron Sharpening Iron universe. Gentleman's Journal and Weeby Jammin' are all running strong and bringing their own fire. And we have a show, Iron Sharpening Iron Show, tonight, 7 p.m. Eastern Time. Now, if you missed any episodes, go binge. This community grows because you show up for it. Send your letters, send your funny stories. And hey, send the stuff you don't know how to say anywhere, okay? I'm going to get this running across the bottom for you so that you can send us an email to any of those email addresses. Send your letters if you'd like, anything. In this table, it always has a seat for you. So thank you for being here. Thank you for showing up for yourself first and foremost. And thank you for giving me an hour of your day. Also, thank you for letting me give back a little. I love you guys. I appreciate you all so much. And I will see you tomorrow, same time, 12 p.m. Central, same energy, same courage. This has been AskABee, where real questions find courage and where together we are turning pollen into honey. Thank you for being here, Walt and Nisi. I love you both so much. I'll see you tonight, Walt. See you tonight, Nisi. Mwah. Love you guys. Bye.
How you like